We are still in this.
Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Steel Nation. Week 18 of the NFL is underway, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have just performed magic on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, we beat the pants off of the Baltimore Ravens with a lot of help from the weather and a lot of hindrance from the weather as well. So we're going to talk about it all, as well as what this means for our playoff run in today's video. And it's going to be a little bit shorter because of the time frame which I need to get this out. So without any further ado, let's begin. As you probably know, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-10 in what I can only explain as one of the most insane, physically upsetting displays from either team. Now, obviously, I want to talk about the weather. It was pouring down rain in Baltimore this week, which made the ball so freaking slick. However, I didn't realize that the rain was made of butter, because holy crap, Jaylen Warren fumbled the ball on nearly every one of his possessions. And that's not even talking about the fact that Najee Harris just kept getting fed the ball over and over and over. Let's look at this real quick. Najee Harris, for 112 yards, was given the ball 26 times. 26. That is an insane number of gives. Now, of course, he did get himself a touchdown on this give Najee Harris the ball day. But that's still a lot of giving, especially when Jaylen Warren was given the ball 9 times. Now, obviously, it makes sense. After you fumble on the opening drive twice, you don't get the ball very often. However, it was still very ridiculous. If we look at total yardage for both teams, the Steelers have the advantage with 289 yards total. That's total. And I told you that they had more yards. The Baltimore Ravens had 224 total yards, 118 through the sky, 106 on the ground. Steelers beat them in both categories with 155 on the ground and 134 through the air. This game was a nightmare to sit through. If you were in the stream, you saw the sheer, I don't want to say disdain in my eyes, but frustration with both teams. And when I say that this was a slot machine to Najee Harris, I don't say that lightly. Literally, if you watch it, it was run play, run play, run play, run play, run play, run play, up over to Najee, run play, run play. George Pickens got targeted. He never got targeted. George Pickens didn't get targeted once during this entire game. Not once. Johnson had 4 for 5 with 89 yards and a touchdown. The longest touchdown run of his career, mind you, which was 71 yards. Freiermuth, 2 for 2, 21 yards. Then Najee Harris, 5 for 5, 21. Jaylen Warren, 5 for 5, 17. Connor Hayward, 2 for 2, 4. And Allen Robinson, no receptions on 1 target for nada. That was our entire pass offense. Our run offense just dominated the entire day. Mason Rudolph, 18 for 20, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyler Huntley, on the other hand, the quarterback for the Ravens, because they were sitting their starters, we're looking at 15 for 28, 146 yards, and a touchdown. But the praises I should probably be singing are the defenses. Firstly, I want to put out that I will be praying for TJ Watt. TJ Watt goes down in the fourth quarter with a knee injury. They're saying that he might have a sprained MLC or MCL, and if that's the case, then we more than likely will not have TJ Watt for the entirety of the playoffs. If he is able to come back at any point during the playoffs, it's going to be in a limited capacity, because a strained MCL is not great. And that's only if we make the playoffs, which we'll get to. But with TJ Watt, He has 2 sacks on the day, which is amazing. Rowe has a forced fumble. M. Robinson had a sack. And the rest of the defense played really freaking well. Now, they don't have... They have defensive stats, but they don't have a full rundown of the entire defense, which sucks, because I would like to see how the defense as a whole played. But still, those individual players have been really good. Joey Porter Jr., still out there being one of the best cornerbacks in the league, let alone the best rookie cornerback. Still not good enough to win a Defensive Rookie of the Year award or a Rookie of the Year award, especially when you've got people like C.J. Stroud running around, Devon Achane, Puka Nacua, all who are going to get in contention for the Offensive Rookie of the Year and just for the Rookie of the Year. And then on the defense, I don't know who else all we got, but for the Steelers, Joey Porter Jr., I think is a very good bet for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, obviously, that guarantee you there are rookies on the defense all throughout the league who might be playing better than Joey Porter Jr., but the fact that whenever Joey Porter is guarding somebody, they barely ever catch the ball is amazing. Now, he's got a lot of flags thrown against him. That's to be expected for a rookie. With that game out of the way, because it was a roller coaster of emotion, we got to talk about what we have remaining. For the Steelers to make the playoffs, we have 3 avenues first. And by the time this video gets to you, this avenue will either be successful or expanded, or it gone. The Texans and the Colts have to tie. The game that I'm watching right now has to end in a tie. If that happens, the Steelers leapfrog both of them and make the playoffs instead of either of them. I doubt that will happen, but that's the first avenue. If that doesn't happen, we move on to the second avenue, which is Jacksonville needs to lose in Tennessee to the Tennessee Titans. That's a game that I think could possibly happen because the Titans want to play spoilers against the Jaguars. Division rivalry. The Titans see the Jaguars almost making the division again. They don't like that. Their head coaches come out to say they're playing for blood. So, we could see Jacksonville fall to the Titans, but it's not the one I'm banking on the most. I would love to see it happen. However, if Jaguars win in that game, we move on to our third and final option. The last game of the regular season, Bills at Dolphins. We need the Buffalo Bills to lose to the Miami Dolphins in Miami in order for the Steelers to continue their playoff push and make it into the wild card slot. If one of those 3 things happen, then we're in. If all 3 of those things happen, well, we just got really freaking lucky and we're going to lose the wild card round because we would have expended all of our luck in just making the playoffs. So let me recap. A Texans-Colts tie, a Jacksonville loss, or a Bills loss will get us into the playoffs with this win. That is what we're dealing with. And so, because of that, I'm going to be streaming on this channel for the first time ever 2 non-Steelers games. The Jacksonville-Tennessee game and the Buffalo-Miami game. On this channel, you'll be able to find those streams. If you go to the live tab on the channel, you can see them and when they're coming out. So tomorrow is going to be a long, long day. Aside from that, I just want to say that I think Mason Rudolph was looking pretty good throughout that game. The only issue that I see, though, is if he keeps looking this good, I guess, if he keeps looking like he's been the past couple of weeks, Kenny Pickett might never get a start. And going into the playoffs, we cannot be uncertain about our quarterback. So I myself think that Kenny Pickett needs to be put in if we make the playoffs in the wild card round. He's ready. He's suited up to back up Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph has been really good for us, but Mason Rudolph is not our starter. Okay, we need to trust Kenny Pickett now that he's healthy, now that he's had a couple weeks to sit behind Mason Rudolph, to see what he does, to learn from one of the last remaining pieces from the Big Ben era, and learn from the guy who sat behind Big Ben for a while. Because the issue that the Steelers ran into initially when it came to drafting Kenny Pickett is one I want to talk about more in depth in another video after the season is over. But it's the fact that we did not start Mason Rudolph directly after Ben retired. We should have done what the Green Bay Packers did, and when Ben retired, start Mason Rudolph. Then draft somebody to sit behind Rudolph and play. And be his backup for a while. Instead, we trade for Mitch Trubisky. Why? I don't know. Mitch Trubisky looks bad, so we put our rookie quarterback in instead of Mason Rudolph to attempt to take this team to greatness. And now look, everybody's complaining about Kenny Pickett and how he's playing because he didn't have any time to sit behind a veteran QB and learn. We should have been looking, once Big Ben started declining, we should have drafted our future quarterback then. And said, sit behind Ben, learn, and then when the time is right, you will get your start. That's what the Packers are doing with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love is looking quite good. We didn't do that. We didn't trust Ben enough to teach a rookie, and we didn't trust our ability to draft a rookie that is teachable. So, we decided we'll wait till Ben retires, then we'll bring in a veteran, and then we'll draft a rookie, and we'll do it that way. Well, that way didn't work, and we're going into to year 3 of this experiment, and we don't even know if the guy we drafted is the guy. We're still fighting over whether our third-string quarterback and our starting quarterback in his 3rd year are going to be starters or not. I mean, Mitch Trubisky's not even in the question anymore, so he's probably going to be gone by the end of this season, into the off season. And I honestly, another thing I want to make a video about, there's a chance that the Steelers pick up Russell Wilson at this point. Either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields to play in front of Kenny Pickett because they don't trust the guy they drafted, because they didn't trust the guys we had on staff to teach the kid. And now Mason Rudolph's coming out and playing absolutely out of his mind, and we're wanting to make him the starter. We should have made him the starter to begin with, and then have Kenny Pickett learn from him. But we didn't, and now look where we are at. With all that being said, I don't want to make this video a downer video. We won. It was ugly, but you know what this means? We are now 5-1 in the division. This is amazing. We were the only team in our division that beat us was the Browns, and if we would have beaten them, we would have swept our whole division. So, the Steelers this season have not looked pretty, but the things we've accomplished this year are insane. We are 10-7 on the season. At one point, I didn't think we would even get a winning record. Now we're in contention for the playoffs. We're in contention for the playoffs now. That has to be the best turnaround of any team I've seen except for the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to be coming out with a video after the games tomorrow to talk about whether or not we made it into the playoffs and what that means for us going forward. I also want to apologize for the fact that I never got my New Year's video out. I plan on doing it still, but with this new job, I've come home every single day and just laid down in my bed and fell asleep. I've had no energy to do anything related to this channel or my other channel, and for that, I'm sorry. I really wanted to get into a grind set and just get things out there. It's just been rough. This job has been rough. The new year has been very tough as it is, and we're only a couple days into it. However, I do plan on getting that video out. It'll probably just be an end of season recap. I might actually get it out after the full season is over, and it might just be like an off season. This is what I'm going to do, and this is some of the changes in the channel going forward. So please expect that at some point, and I do want to put out some videos, stretch them out throughout the off season, but I don't know if I'll have enough videos to put out one a week for the rest of the off season until the Steelers play again in the fall. But we'll see, and I'll keep you guys updated. that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you can catch all of my future Pittsburgh Steelers and other stuff that I plan on putting out on here. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you check out some of my other videos. Stick around tomorrow or today, depending on when this video goes up, to watch the live stream of the Jacksonville game and of the Bills game, because those are going to be very big for this team. And then going into the playoffs, I'm going to be releasing a video going over my playoff schedule and which teams I'm going to be following throughout the postseason until the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, I'll probably end up streaming both of the championship games, but I don't know if I'm going to stream every single divisional game, and I definitely will not be streaming every single wildcard game. But that's all for the future. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you watch this. And as always, go Steelers.